All right, welcome back for another Archives Music Factors blog spot from France. We're here looking at the Otto Link, May 3rd, 2017 publishing. Talking about Otto Link. So information right up here is just talking about who's writing this basically. And we start with the Tone Master from 1940 that they bought for 1,200 euros, apparently. And some other things they found out. We have a Stan Getz video here you can take a look at. So here's a few things we're putting together here. So he says he looked at some other information. He has a breakdown of what a mouthpiece is, how it's the basic design is, the basic areas of it basically. Ligature mouthpiece stuff. This Otto Link is of German origin, worked in 1920 large factory W.S. Haynes Company. Haynes known for flutes, of course. 1922 he opened an association with Frank Meyer, the mouthpieces of the same name. A music and wind instrument repair shop at 792 8th Avenue in New York. It was only in 1931 that the first Otto Link mouthpiece came out, the Master Link. Here we have a couple pictures. 1930-31, the first Otto Link mouthpiece, the Master Link. Of course, they misspelled in this article. This is one that slides onto the mouthpiece like that. You can see the emblem here. And it's also on the shank right here. You know, Otto Link mouthpieces, I've tried many in the past. I've always liked all of them, really. It does have a thin beak. If you're not used to a thin beak, then it could, challenge your embouchure a bit. I prefer the thicker beaks just from clarinet playing, and like the Selmer Paris metal mouthpieces have a much more shorter beak and a taller beak, and it was more to my liking, really. So, but I mean, the Otto Links, that they really had great tone, great response, everything. As long as you had a good one, that is. The characteristics of this mouthpiece is made of metal, has notches on each side. At the sound level, it gives a warm, round, deep sound, characteristic of musicians like Ben Webster who adopted it. Here's a Coleman Hawkins Master Link mouthpiece. Kind of looks like the original one with that little edge for the ligature on the bottom. Of course, Coleman Hawkins, the inventor of the modern saxophone. I wasn't aware of that. Was entitled to a special model of Master Link, and it was the winning couple. Otto Link and Selmer balanced action. Tenor and altos, professionals, amateurs. 1935 four-star model. Look at this. So we have on here new precision machine facings, guaranteed accuracy, 0.2 of a thousandth of an inch. The result of 23 years of mouthpiece building. Final tests were made by the leading saxophone artists who were amazed at the wonderful improvements even over our past master models. Facings 2 closed, 2-star, 3 medium, 3-star, 4 open, 4-star, 5 very open, 5-star, and I guess special facing to order. First showing the Link's precision facing machine on the left-hand side. According to Theo Wanne, he has a mouthpiece museum, by the way, and I just noticed a lot of these pictures could be on there too. Four-star model takes his name from the four saxophonists Charles Strickfaden, Henry Wade, Pat Davis, Ross Gorman, who formed the saxophone section of the fashionable large orchestra of this period. Good information here. This mouthpiece is not very different from the Master Link. It's mainly at the level of ligature that the change is significant. It surrounds the entire mouthpiece, so they went to a regular band type ligature at this point. The four-star model. I've definitely played one of those. Of course, the Hawk, the Falcon, nickname of Hawkins, and a special model, Otto Link 4-star. Choice of the stars. Anyways, I would love to have a whole set of them. Play them. 1938, the first Otto Link mouthpieces for saxophone and ebonite clarinet. We widened the mark by often, you know what? Now that I think of it, I have a couple Otto Link clarinet mouthpieces. Forgot about those. The Link mouthpieces. In fact, I think I've of a couple of videos of the Otto Link clarinet mouthpieces. I'll try to post one if I remember about it at the very end of this video. 1940s new Tone Master. Tone Master series mouthpiece, the Otto Link reaches its peak thanks to the projection of the sound obtained. So these are the 40s. Oh, the New York Tone Masters. That's right. Okay. A better center ligature for the. Oh, this is where the Otto Link has a little ridge on the top of the mouthpiece that coincides with the ligature, so it centers the ligature a little bit better. And this is a center screw ligature, by the way, so it balances out. I did a test on not this ligature, but a Benny Goodman single screw ligature with a friend of mine, and it really, this is on a clarinet, by the way, it really made the tone much more spread and more powerful. I can't remember if I made a video about that, but if anyways, it's on my list. Otto Link makes it possible to better send a ligature, which is also lightened, giving the minimum of contact with the reed, therefore better vibration. On the base of the mouthpiece appears Otto Link New York and Tone Master, and the opening is inscribed on the table. See Tone Master 9 on the shank again. Some famous musicians: Tone Master, Super Tone Master, Hank Mobley, John Coltrane, Johnny Griffin, Benny Carter, Lester Young, Buddy Tate, Ben Webster, Coleman Hawkins. Look at that. I say there's 3 of them right there. I think they're all playing Selmer Paris horns too. Except yeah, an underslung neck there. You know, I'm not quite sure what kind of horn that is. I think it's a Selmer body, but some other neck on it. See, there's a release of how did Coltrane work, another link. If you want to go to it, I have the link of this article. You can go to this article and go to that particular link. He apparently consumed an industrial quantity of reeds. Let's see. On the table, he had about 50 reeds, all worn out on rehearsal day. Wow. He had a bag full of mouthpieces. He went to see the manufacturer Otto Link in Florida to buy original mouthpieces. The metal one of these mouthpieces is constructed from a German Panzer mouthpiece. What does that mean? German Panzer mouthpiece? One mouthpiece costs $20, $30. I hear the sounds like holding a seashell to my ear. Wow. 50 mouthpieces. While he rehearsed for hours, interrupting only to eat, he bites into the metal of the beak despite unbearable dental pain. He had very bad teeth and suffered from gingivitis, the reason for which there are few photos where he smiles. His first wife, Nama, says he sometimes fell asleep with a tenor in his mouth. When she left the house, it was useless to try to ring the doorbell. The musician did not open it. Interesting. 1950 Supertone Master double band. Beginning in the 50s, this was released, first made in New York. Very little different from the Tone Master. The first series has 2 double bands and a tenon, and they're very rare. There's pictures of it right there for you. And Hank Mobley playing one. Following series, Supertone Master, still made in New York, only have a double net. New York Supertone Master, red and white box. The Supertone Masters made from Florida were similar to double bands made in New York, but the sound is much brighter because the edges are thicker. Nickel replaces silver as the undercoated gold application, hence the gold plating wears off more easily over the years. Players now use more open mouthpieces above the classic 5, used in the 40s and 50s. The New York inscription disappears. The tenon features 2 bands and Supertone Master inscription. That's why I never liked my Otto Links. The Otto Links are actually fairly closed ones, and I prefer greater than 5 for the mouthpieces. The STM Florida mouthpiece evolved again in the 1950s. It had no serial number. The name Supertone Master was placed on the tenon between the 2 bands. These beaks were particularly shiny. Tone Edge, here's a ebonite one, rubber one. Tone Edge Florida, Sands USA also appears around 1950. This is when the mouthpiece played by Stan Getz in the Bossa Nova period. In 1960, the STM mouthpieces have an added mark on the tenon, USA, and the ligature bears a T on the wheel. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, a little T stamp on the wheel on the bottom. Okay. This is the type of mouthpiece that Dexter Gordon played in the following excerpt. It seems to be in the blue note period where he played the Duke off Hollywood and Continental sax, because it sounds more aggressive compared to period when he played the STM Florida in a Mark VI and a more mellow sound. These links you can go to, the YouTube links. I'll provide the link to this article in the description. Well, that's the end of the article right here. It gives you a brief history of the Otto Link mouthpieces. It does mention Theo Wanne. I remember before he started making mouthpieces, he made his mouthpiece museum site, or someone did, from Sax on the Web, actually. So really good information about the Otto Link mouthpiece here in this article from France. I hope you like this. Give it a like, thumb, share, subscribe. See you later, and thanks for watching.